Hello and welcome to the Alpha Center for Divorce Mediation. My name is Georgianne Ford, and I'm back today with one of our attorney mediators, Debbie Schneider. Welcome back, Debbie.
Thank you, Georgianne.
And Debbie, I think your topic, which we talked about, I had another mediator that also actually touched on this topic about getting through the holidays while going through a divorce. And I think it's going to be helpful to just even hear another mediator's perspective of what's important for us to help us get through that as someone going through a divorce.
Right. It is
Children.
Right. It's a major topic. I've been practicing divorce law for a long time and doing mediation with the Alpha Center for many, many years. And this subject comes up all the time, Georgianne. And one of the things I've discovered is that many couples and their families do really well on any old regular day, but you throw in a holiday and suddenly the delicate balance that seems to have been working suddenly isn't working any longer. So, my best piece of advice, I think, is if you are going through a divorce or you're recently divorced and you really haven't made the transition yet, is to do as much planning as possible. At the Alpha Center, we ask our clients in their parenting mediation to set forth a schedule, and we include all the holidays that people typically celebrate. And we ask them to at least give it some thought. Maybe they don't have a perfect solution, but we do like to have them understand that, the more they think about it ahead of time and do some planning, the better off everyone is going to be. I would also encourage clients to try to establish new traditions. It's hard to go back and recreate something that is no longer your reality, frankly. If you've had holidays as a family in the past, it's still possible to celebrate your holiday as a family. But it's going to look a little different. And frankly, the dynamic is going to be a little bit different. Now, one of the things that, many of our clients at the Alpha Center still attempt to share holidays, or at least they say they're going to. And many of them are very successful at doing so. Mm-hmm. One of the pitfalls of that kind of an arrangement is the children can get the idea that mommy and daddy are reconciling, right? Right. And you don't want that idea to be promulgated. So it's probably best to simply address that with your children. Just say, we're celebrating the holiday together because we are still a family. But that doesn't mean that everything that we've been planning for us to be separate is gone. We're still proceeding with the plan, but the holiday is a special time, and we are still a family. So many of our clients do very well with sharing a holiday. And one of the things I encourage them to consider is, again, to plan. But if it doesn't work, if it's not very satisfactory, if nobody's happy at the end of this planning, then plan to do the next holiday differently. And I think, what always goes hand in hand with planning is flexibility. So again, I encourage flexibility. And I also encourage people to try to, if possible, get into the spirit of the season, right? Feel, if possible, generous toward your ex-spouse.
If possible.
It can sometimes be hard, mm-hmm. but that will go a long way to helping your children cope, frankly, with the whole thing. Christmas and the holiday season are something that are, in our society are built up with great expectations. So maybe adjust your expectations a little bit, try to begin to establish some new traditions, and most of all, take care of yourself.
I was just going to ask you about that.
That's really important too. If you're feeling particularly stressed, if you're feeling sad, that's okay. Don't be hard on yourself if that's what you're experiencing, but try to take care of yourself. Rely on your family and your friends who love you and take care of you on a regular day, to be, contributing to the holidays for you in that regard.
Debbie, I'm thinking I think it's hard for many of us to reach out for help or for support. But my gosh, this is one time we really need to let people know that we need that support, right?
Oh, I think that's absolutely true. And the holidays are such a busy time anyway, that you can get into, a real frenzy trying to create the perfect holiday. And I think, again, there's a lot of anxiety on the part of the parents that somehow this holiday, the first holiday after a separation and or a divorce, is the one your children are going to remember into adulthood. And I want people not to be that terribly worried about that. I think, your family is probably more resilient than you believe they are.
Well, that's comforting, actually. I'm sure people do feel that this is going to be their memory.
Right.
So,
Right.
Good, short but helpful things. I think we've got the message of try to plan, right?
Right.
Get that
Absolutely.
schedule and that structure. I think that's the same thing Mike was saying. But that well-being piece is there, and what can we do so it looks like we're together, but it's still different, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think you just have to explain that to your children.
Right. And I think that's so important because I could just imagine if you didn't explain it, what they start thinking.
Right.
But, right. Well, you have many years of experience, so we respect anything that you can come along and share and give us good insights about.
Well,
Debbie.
thank you, Georgianne.
Yeah. So thanks for coming back, and we look forward to seeing you next month. But this topic this month was probably best. Absolutely. So thank you again.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Those of you who want to speak to anyone at the Alpha Center, including Debbie, any questions about going through this kind of thing, that's what they're there for. Give us a call at 1-800-310-9085 and just ask, for some guidance or ask about mediation, what that looks like. We'll be happy to help.